Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion. So we are now at the other end of Ered Luin. We're up in the north at Thorin's Gate. We're just outside Thorin's Halls. So in the first half of the region, we've travelled from where the elves get put into the world, down in Celondim, and worked our way up to Gondomon. But for the second half of Ered Luin, we're going to start where the dwarves would be put into the world, which is pretty much where I'm stood now, just outside Thorin's Gate. And dwarves would normally start in Thorin's Gate, quest around here, head down into the Vale of Thrain, and themselves end up at Gondomon. And as I've mentioned before, the reason why we're going to do this is because the storylines kind of merge in terms of the epic prologue. So they both get to about like chapter 11, I think we are with the elves. It's probably the same number, give or take, with the dwarves. And after that, their second part of their storyline is similar, basically. So they both share that. If you were a dwarf or a normal elf, not a high elf, you would have done a prologue area which would have been based in around the refuge of Balthelion and Thorin's Gate, and you would have seen the fall of Balthelion and so forth, and you would end up just outside the gate here, where if you're a dwarf, or indeed if you are any race, you could also pick up the Dwarven prologue, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to have a number of quests that we can pick up around Thorin's Gate itself. We're going to have a number of quests inside Thorin's Halls as well. I think there's a couple that we can pick up. And hopefully we won't miss any. And we'll get underway. So, the captain of the guard, Unar, has been looking for you for an hour, at least. And what's worse for you, he's already angry due to a guard having abandoned his post. You may find Unar in Frerin's court. If I were you, I would tread carefully around him. So Frerin's court, as the area suggests, is the courtyard right in the middle of Thorin's Hall. So we've got one quest there. These guys are just traders, so they're not going to have anything interesting for us.
Greetings, traveller. Will you stay a moment?
But we've got a vector quest at the crafting hall, so why not? Let's pick that up. There are quests inside the halls, so let's go explore. So I think this is one place that kind of confuses a lot of people that are new to the game. I mean, it's not too bad now, but Thorin's Hall was always a place that confused people in the early days, particularly because there's a couple of layers to it. You can go underground as well, which is not too easy to spot, these passageways.
Welcome! You have come at a most fortuitous
So
time.
we've got a vector to a housing broker, as we've had in other starting regions, so we don't really need his quest, really. What's this? Bavor over here has got one for us.
At your service and your families.
Greetings! I wonder if you could lend me a hand. I've been trying to repair this device, which opens the access to the old vault of the mountain, but some key pieces, ancient gears, were removed and scattered long ago to prevent the dour hands getting their grubby hands on the vault treasure. Now we have finally ousted the dour hands from Thorin's Hall. It is time to open the vault. But first this device must be repaired. Old Sindri Winchmaster, the artificer who made this, had skill far beyond mine, so I'll need the actual pieces that were lost to have any hope of getting it to work again. They say the first missing gear was hidden somehow in an old cave in the Winter Height, up the path to the southeast from Thorin's Hall. You will probably find it in a chest somewhere in the cave. There's a trick to the chest, by the way. You have to press in at the corners to open it. So that's back outside. Head inside the throne room here. And I think there's at least one halfway down, if I'm not mistaken. On the right here, yep. Oh, it's my minstrel trainer. Well, I've got my level 15 class quest to do as well.
Greetings, traveller. Will you stay a moment?
Your confidence and memory improve, Aureen, and both are of great importance for a minstrel such as you. The more tales and songs you can remember, and the greater the skill with which you relate them, the brighter will be your fate and that of your companions. There is an inn, a merry old inn, located in the town of Bree, far to the east in Breeland. The Prancing Pony it is called, and its common room is often the haunt of minstrels and entertainers. The well-known minstrel Piper Prescott is often there of a time, and is sure to have some advice for you. Look for Piper Prescott within the common room of the Prancing Pony, and you are sure to learn things of value. So by doing my level 15 class quest, I get a title, which everyone does for their level 15 class quest, and you usually get a weapon or piece of gear that you can use, which is usually of reasonable stats. So I'm not too fussed about that, but I probably will do that at some point. This dwarf marker over here We can interact with this right at the start of the game, but it will give us a deed, which is from Ered, and you're not going to get there till like level 60 plus. So don't worry about where the hell you get the rest of these, because that's basically where all of those are. So Ford Maroon, Nars Peak, all those are in Ered, with this one exception. Similar to how there's one for the Hobbits as well, where you have to find the various lampposts, and one is in Brockenborings in the Shire, but most of the rest are in Ered itself. So you don't have to worry about completing that in this region, although obviously note as well that the deed is logged under Ered as well, if you're confused as to why that's not in the Ered Luin deeds. Let's just pop up here to the throne. Well, I'm not sure we're going to actually have any quests at the moment, but on the throne we have Dwarlin, dwarf of Thorin's company and brother of Balthelion, who led the expedition to Moria. So he's in charge of the dwarves over here, and he's presiding over Thorin's Hall. So if I just bring up the map, so yeah, we've got the throne room here, we've got the crafting rooms to the east, we've got the reputation halls and some NPCs to the west. The vaults are in the bottom left, the auction hall is in the bottom right, and then, like I said, there's an underground bit over here. So we're going to go in one of these ways, and that just leads us downstairs to the bar, where you have some festival events. So it's tucked away in here, it's a bit hard to spot. But we will get dismounted as well, because the rule of horses and ponies don't like going underground. Even though you're not allowed to actually mount your goat anyway down here. So you just have to run it on foot. And at the very bottom of here, I don't think it's going to update our map at all, but we have the tavern underneath here. And if you've got the bar brawl event, that's usually through the door at the back, festival arena. You have your Dwarven dance quest here. Got the barber, you've got the tavern keeper who will sell you various beers. If you're doing the Ale Association and in-league quests where you have to get various bits of alcohol and send them around the world, some of those can be bought from that tavern seller. And if we go back up this side, this will now bring us around on the west side. So it does slightly change the map, so you can see the lower floor, but you probably wouldn't spot that unless you were used to coming in Thorin's Hall. I remember when I started, it took me ages to discover that you could actually go down there. So yeah, the reputation bit's up on that path over there, so you can walk along here, up the bridge and cross back across. But it looks like there's no other quest inside, unless there's someone down by the craft hall. We'll have a quick little look. I suspect if there are any quests though, it's probably crafting related quests, so we're not too fussed about doing any of those. So you have a couple of the guild halls down here as well. So okay, he's got a quest.
What do you need?
Okay, so one of our quests was to come and explore the craft hall that we got earlier. So woodworker quest.
Might you lend me an ear?
So this is another homestead quest. Your pardon, friend, but could I beg a favour of you? I have this work order for materials and labour over in the Thorin's Hall community, but I need delivered immediately to confirm our work dates with the purchaser. I know this is not much notice, but I can pay you well for your trouble. I need you to take this to Rooney over by the gates of the Thorin's Hall community, west of Thorin's Gate. You can't miss it. So yeah, we've got two of the guilds. Oh no, you cannot get in there anymore. Oh, they've removed the doors. Okay. You're not allowed into the guilds there anymore. I've never noticed. I've never come to Thorin's Hall for guilds anyway, so interesting to know. Oh, did they move it over here? It's been ages. Yeah, so yeah, the Metalsmiths Guild is here. The Weaponsmiths Guild's over here. So no one in here's got any quests. You can use all of these as forges. You've got a couple of NPCs for your crafting things. You've got a legendary Forge Master and Relic Master there if you need them, providing you've done the necessary quest to unlock your legendary weapons and actually be able to use those guys. So that can be quite useful because there's not many of them around in the low level regions, but if you're a high level character you've probably got enough access to higher level regions anyway, so it's not too bad. So we need to go outside and find the first gear. We need to talk to Piper Prescott, which is my quest in Bree, so we'll remove that for now. Maybe we'll do that towards the end of the Ered Luin questing. So outside here, there's a dwarf on the steps. Flozy.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
Can you keep a secret? I was exploring an old cave over yonder when I was attacked by one of those vicious cave claws. In the fight, I accidentally left my pickaxe behind. Could you go and get my pickaxe for me? While you're at it, kill a few of those cave claws so I can continue digging in peace. The cave is to the southeast in the Winter Heights. Hurry now. I think I was nearing a vein of gold when they drove me out. So that could be in the same place as the loot box that we need to find for the gears. So we need to head southwest. So where's this taking us? Probably to the homesteads, I guess. Move that out of the way. So yeah, all the way down here, which is the Thorin's Hall homesteads. I suppose we might as well have a little exploration around there, just to get ourselves acquainted with everything in Thorin's Hall. So it is going to be pretty much an exploration episode rather than a questing episode. But might as well get all these done. So yeah, over here, the Dwarven homesteads, unlike all of the others, are actually indoors, underground in a cave. So here's one of the housing brokers, because there's always one outside of a housing instance.
Well met, friend.
What is this? Ah, the work order from Tirvi. Thank you very much. We have been hoping to see this for a few days now. Go ahead and bring this work order to Ramby in the market square of the community. While you are there, why don't you take a look around? Let me know if you see anything you like.
At your service, and your families.
Ah, it is good that you have come by, Laurelin. We have just recently completed some of the new homes that we will be offering to the prosperous and industrious folk of Thorin's Hall here in the community. What with the men, elves and hobbits all clamouring for our ore, business is brisk indeed, and it has brought many a fine miner and forge crafter to our doors of late. You too, it seems. Well, waste no time, I say. Go ahead in and take a look around. You will find whatever it is you're looking for. The craftsmanship of our builders is second to none other in the hall, and your money will be well spent indeed if you buy a home for us. So head inside, and we'll just go in the first instance because we're not looking at anyone in particular's homes. So as you can see, we've got a nice little lighting effect going on in here. So which way round do we want to go? So we're starting down in the southeast over here. So I guess if we just cut a long lap around, we are allowed to use our steed in here mercifully. So someone's got a high elf visitor there, and we want to be up the top. So let's go around the high road and explore. So as you can see, it's kind of got like a purple hue. Someone's got a fell pond there, some treat doormats. We've got like a nice big cave system with the stalagmites and stalactites. If you're confused as to which ones they are, for the rocks that go up and down, tights go down. It's the easy way to remember it. So a couple of houses down there. No one with any particularly interesting decorations that I can see. It's a bit snowy up here though, because the snow's blowing in from a little hole in the ceiling. We should have a kin house over here. Don't know if anyone's got this one. A couple of Laurelin branches. So I don't know if that's an elvish kin that's got that one, or whether they just like elvish furniture. Hjormund, he sounds like a dwarf. So we need to go to the square and hand some stuff in. So we want to go up and then back around without falling in the water. So there's not too many elaborate decorations actually in here, which is unusual. We've picked a fairly dull neighbourhood. Right, so we need to talk to Ramby.
I am at your service.
You have a work order from Tirvi? Has this been signed yet? Finally! I've been sitting here on my thumbs for 2 days now. It is a shameful waste of time, if you ask me. But you can be sure that my work will be done promptly, at least. Well, he's going to give us a quest to go visit the taxidermist of
Will
Bree.
you stay a moment?
which we're probably never going to get around to actually doing on camera. But that's just to introduce us to the guy who we can take various trophies to, so like dead animals, and he can go and basically have them stuffed. Now, probably want to go this way around. I think you can jump off a cliff to get across that bit where it says Frothing Road. But in the interest of expediency, we'll go this way round. But that's probably the most interesting small house in the Dwarven neighbourhood, just because it's on its own little private island. So we'll go and see if someone's got an interesting looking house over there. A majestic shrew statue. So this person likes their animals. Or at least dead animals. So yeah, we can see that this house is on its own little private island. I think it's only a regular house rather than a deluxe house. But it is pretty cool if you want your own little private island. So we've got a cluster of houses over here. We want to go this way to get back up top. But yeah, personally I'm not a fan of this neighbourhood. I would probably say it's my least favourite of all the neighbourhoods. As much as I like Moray as a region and like the Dwarven kind of architecture and sort of the atmosphere of places like this, it's not somewhere that I'd certainly want to live. It's been stuck underground, it's all dark and miserable. You can imagine it probably smells a bit damp and nasty as well, so I'd probably not want to live in any of these, even the big nice houses. So down and around, there's a big house there. Yeah, no one's actually got any interesting statues or anything of the like. Some of the neighbourhoods you get various kinships that have got like all these really rare raiding housing items and so forth that not many people have. They can be quite fun and interesting to interact those and see various decorations that you don't normally see or that you might not have yourself and get some inspiration. So we're heading eastwards then. And there is a cave to the southeast, so I think we actually have to go up this road which leads up the cliff, because this is halfway up the cliff. So we shall navigate around. As we can see, it's lovely daytime now. It's much better than being inside a miserable cave. There's going to be a couple of dwarfs that will give us quests around here, so we probably should pick these up as well. What do you guys got?
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
Welcome and well met. I could use your help if you have a moment. I have a bit of a problem. Nothing terrible, mind you, but difficult for this old dwarf. You see, it's my son, Gisli. He's a good fellow and all, but he is young and doesn't have the experience of his elders. He has just received his first post down at Noglond in the Vale of Frayne. I want to send Gisli his favourite meal, so he knows I'm thinking about him, but I don't have the most important ingredient, cave claw legs. If you can bring me a batch, I just know Gisli will be pleased. You can find cave claws in the old mine east of Thorin's halls. You've not had a good meal until you've tasted my stew. Okay, so it's not going to be barbecue cave claw wings.
It is an insult!
So this is the chap we need to speak to for the dwarf prologue. Good, you received my summons. At least someone knows their duty. Come now, we must speak of circumstances most dire and worrisome.
Hear me out, traveller!
The news I've received is most unsettling, Aureen. One of the armories has been left unguarded. Vithar has been a stalwart and dependable guard until now, but he has apparently abandoned his post. Outrageous! I want you to investigate the unguarded treasury and confirm that Vithar is not there. If anything is missing, I'll have his armour. He was next in line for commendation, but after this he won't see any praise for 30 years. The arming cave is to the northwest, very near to the great statue of Thorin carved in the mountain. Go there and look for Vithar. So can we actually see that over there? There we go. So, statue of Thorin over there, in that yonder direction. We have the reflecting pool, where we're able to replay epic quests, but we've got no quest that we can actually replay at the moment.
Will you stop and hear my accursed tale?
I am Tinder. Okay, hello Tinder. Shall we swipe right on your quest? Master Builder of Thorin's Hall. The great canal for which I am responsible has recently fissured. The crack has not yet become a serious threat, but it is only a matter of time, and I haven't any builders available to assist with its repairs. Could you help me seal the fissure? I need to mix some mortar to seal the crack, but our stores are barren. I will need stone and gypsum from the new Murkstone tunnels and sand from the Rockbelly pit. The Murkstone tunnels are above the great statue of Thorin to the northwest. Fooled goblins dug another entrance after we closed off the original with the arming cave. The rock-belly pit is to the southeast in the winter height. If we do not seal the crack soon, it may break, flooding the Vale of Frayne below. Oh no. And last off, Hallie's Shimmer Shield.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
Hello there, friend. I was just thinking of all the things I've got to do, and me here on duty. I've got my brother's armour to get polished. He'd do it himself if he had a mind to. But I'm afraid Carly does not have our family's sense of duty. He'll never earn his commander's respect, always being late, never diligent in his duties, always wearing his old worn armour and filthy uniform. Perhaps you could be of some service to an old warrior. Could you bring this armour up to Bruni Stonehelm and have him polish it for me? Bruni stands amongst the armour merchants of Thorin's Hall, where the canal runs through the mountain. So inside and to the west, basically. Right, so we've got all those guys, and we need to head eastwards. So we need to kill a bunch of cave claws in the eastern side of the valley. So they should be around the various frozen ponds. We're only going to have orcs and the lynxes at the moment, it seems. Let's try to the north. We are in the right area. There we go. Bang. Probably should want almost one shot most of these mods, given that I'm high level. They're only level 5, I'm level 115. But obviously if you'd done the Dwarven intro or the elf intro and you decided to come up this end, or you just want to start questing in Ered Luin from this end as any new character, you will probably be somewhere in the region of about level 5 to level 7, depending on how much you did in the intro areas. And depending on which intro area you did, because some of them give more experience than others. I don't know why I'm fighting the cat, but I am. It was there. Now, there is no Slayer deed for either of these mobs. There's got to be more hiding around somewhere. I suppose it is also possible that someone else recently has come and killed a load of cave claws. They could have also respawned as the other mob type, so if you are really struggling to find them, it may be beneficial to kill off other mob types anyway, just so that they could potentially respawn as a cave claw. So this is a critter, but I'm not allowed to kill a critter because I'm an elf, and elves like critters. So no murdering of critters as an elf. Can we go further west? No, because that takes us out the area. Okay, so let's head in the direction up the hill and see if we can find a few more. Otherwise, we might end up going straight into the cave. That's a squirrel. Anyone hiding in the bush? That's an orcs. Okay, upstairs we go then. So the cave should be over here. If I'm going the right way. Yep. Cave claw. Press the delete button. Suppose we should probably have a look over here in case there's any more. Yep, there's one over here. There we go, delete button. Always fun as a minstrel. And that's probably the last cave claw up here. So I can tab through and find anyone. No. Okay, so we carry on up the path then. That should take us pretty much to the cave entrance. And just at this bend where the ruins are. So this would take us up to Balthelion if we kept on going that way. But we're going to disappear behind these trees and into the cave, where we're going to probably finish a little bit anticlimactically because we're going to stop here because that's probably gone on long enough now. I don't know if these cave claws might actually count towards the quest. No, but they will count towards defeated cave claws in the cave. Actually, no, they will. Collected cave claw leg 6 of 8. There we go. So they will count. So you can just come here straight away and do your quest. So yeah, we're going to finish pretty anticlimactically. We're going to stop here, and then next episode we will deal with the quests in the cave and some of the other quests around Thorin's Halls. So until then, I will see you guys next time.